24th of May and day 69 of my self-isolation period. Okay, so it's a Sunday today, and let's do the historical record. I'm saying it's Sunday for a reason, actually. There's been 118 deaths reported in the UK in 24 hours, giving a total of 36,793, and it's the smallest increase since March. I've said that it's Sunday because the figures always seem to be lower on the Sunday. It's something to do with a lag in reporting, owing to it being the weekend. So, it's definitely dropped off. But I've also read that there are 259,559 cases of infection. Okay, so that's that. There's continued concern about the reopening of schools on the 1st of June, and I understand why, myself. If I was a parent of a child going to school, I'd be concerned for them, and I'd be concerned for the teachers as well. So there you go, that's me. Dominic Cummings is still under pressure because it's been reported that he actually travelled to County Durham twice. The second time was after he recovered from coronavirus. Now, if that's the case, it puts his defence of he was going up there for childcare in doubt. Well, more than in doubt. It makes it untrue. And the whole thing would be contrary to government guidelines that everybody else is going by. You know, there's people who have not been able to attend funerals. There's people who have not been able to go to the deathbeds of their loved ones. And so him just ignoring the rules just looks arrogant. And indeed, a civil servant has tweeted, "Arrogant and offensive. Can you imagine having to work with these truth twisters?" Ooh. The tweet got deleted after a while, but not before it had been retweeted several thousand times. Apparently the Tory whips have apologised for urging MPs to support Dominic Cummings. And there's a growing revolt by MPs over plans for them to return to the Commons on the 2nd of June. I'm not surprised. I mean, they've got this hybrid voting system at the moment. Why not go with that? I mean, Jacob Rees-Mogg just seems to be completely, he can't be out of touch, but it's not rational, it seems to me, but there we go. Anyway, what about me today? Well, the day was sunny, a bit less windy than the previous couple of days. Previous couple of days were really windy. But it was sunny, it was quite warm. What did I do? I spent a little bit of time doing measuring of my plot for my planned garden and drive refurb. Then after a bit, Suzanne spoke about needing to go to Tesco's. So we walked together, and it was fine. Going there was fine. Walking there's no problem. Can get there without meeting anyone, really. It's not very far, and there are side roads we can use and do. Once you're in there, it's a bit of a different story. I mean, Tesco's people queue quite nicely outside, and there's marks keeping you 2 metres apart and stuff. That was okay. Once you're in, the floor is marked out with one-way systems and markings to keep 2 metres apart, and people just do not pay any attention to the one-way system at all. They just randomly walk around. I said to Sue's that, I mean, even in normal times, it seems to me that when people go in the supermarket, they focus on their shopping, what they need to do, and forget about everything else. And, they'll block aisles, leave a trolley just any old place, just stand around talking, getting in people's way. But now, in this situation, they're just no better, and they're just not thinking about anybody else. Rubbish. Really rubbish. I tried to keep out of people's way. I tried to be sensible. I was wearing a mask. Anyway, did a bit more work on Project 2, which I showed you the other day. The box covered in that material that Fender calls tweed. And it looked okay yesterday, except the electronic unit, the PV Valverb, wouldn't quite sit back as it was meant to. Now, when I made the wooden box, the PV was a good fit. Didn't take into account enough of the thickness of the tweed material. It's not very thick, mind you, but once I put the tweed on, the PV became an extremely tight fit. And so I thought, I better get it out. It's not fully in properly. Just wasn't in properly. So I thought I'd better get it out. So I did get it out, but in getting it out, it's buggered up some of the material on the lip of the entrance, as it were, which is a pain, a real pain. So hopefully tomorrow I can look at it. I've got a bit more of that tweed material left. If necessary, I can cut a piece out, put a new piece in, but I've still got to solve why it's such a tight fit. I hope I can get it done because it was looking quite tidy. Anyway, there we go. And that is about it, really. I can't think of anything, interesting that I've caught up with on TV or anything like that. Watched an old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the one where the guy in the wheelchair won £500,000. That was quite nice. Yeah. God, what would I do if I won £500,000? I'd probably spend it on property. Okay, tomorrow I've got to finish mapping out my plot, I think, because what I've got as currently is not really accurate enough. So I've got that to do, I've got my project to do, so there's something to get on with. Yeah, tried sitting outside today. It was really a bit too windy for sitting outside. So we beat a retreat and went into the conservatory for our morning coffee. Yeah, I think that's about it. Another t-shirt you haven't seen before. Yesterday's was green and blue. Don't know what colour this is coming out on the video, but it's actually kind of brown and a very dark navy. Might even be black. I think it's dark navy. Anyway, that's it from me for now. I'm going to say bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.